Welcome back, everyone. Let's look at how to finish up this sandwich project. Okay, so we're going to add our next ingredient. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded, and look in my files for the next ingredients, which is going to be the cheese. So I'm going to click on the cheese and press Place. From here, I can make it smaller. I'm going to zoom in. And I want to press the check mark or return when I'm done. Okay. I know that I need to rasterize the image, so I'm going to hold down Control on the keyboard and click on the layer and look for Rasterize Layer. Next, I'm going to use my Magic Wand tool to select the white background. Just like with the lettuce in the last video, I have some holes that I need to fill in. So to add to the selection, I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard, and you'll notice I get a little plus sign underneath the magic wand. And now I can click on those holes to select them. And I'm going to zoom in to do that tiny little one. What I had been doing before was deleting the white background. Instead, we're going to switch to using something called a layer mask. A layer mask hides the background. It's a form of non-destructive editing, which is a much better way to edit photos. The layer mask is right down under your layers panel. If I click on the layers mask, I'm actually going to get the opposite of what I want. So I'm going to reverse that. Command Z to undo. I need to inverse my selection. So I'm going to go to Select, Inverse. And now click on the layer mask. What I've done is I've hidden the white background. It's no longer visible, but it's still there. If you look at your layers, right here is the layer mask. And it even says layer mask thumbnail. I can Command T to make this smaller and press return to finish. I can even with my move tool hold down Option just like we did with the tomato to get 2 slices of cheese. Okay, let's do that again. And this time we're going to do it with, okay, so we're going to add the turkey to this sandwich. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded, and find the turkey and place it onto my canvas. I'm going to zoom in and press the check or return on my keyboard. If I try to use the magic wand tool to select the background of this image, you're going to notice I'm not going to get a clean selection like I did with the tomato or the toast. And that's because Magic Wand works based off of color. And I have all different colors in the background. I have the color of this piece of bread, a darker green, a lighter green, and even lighter green. So it doesn't know what to select. Instead, I'm going to use a tool called the Quick Selection tool. I get to this by clicking on this 4th tool down and holding down for a moment. And now I open that drawer and I have Quick Selection to choose from. Quick Selection works like a paintbrush. I can click and drag over an area to select it. Okay. But even though I try my best to select an area, look, I selected all the way over here by accident. Well, I can hold down Option and notice I have a little minus sign in the middle of my tool and click and drag that selection line back over to where I want it to be. And even though I'm trying my best, again, I still have some areas that I haven't selected correctly? Well, there's a technique called a quick mask. Quick mask is at the bottom of the tools, right down here. And when I click it, you'll notice that everything that's not selected turns pink, and everything that is selected stays its true color. I can now take my paintbrush tool and paint to either add or take away from that selection. So if I paint with white, I'm adding to what is going to be selected, what I want to be true to color. Okay. Let's say I accidentally was working on this and I accidentally painted an area over here that I don't want to be selected. Well, I can switch with this little arrow on the left-hand side to now paint with black, and I can cover that back up. I can change the size of my brush using the bracket tools. The bracket tools are right next to the letter P on the keyboard. And once I'm happy with the way that this looks, I need to click off of the quick mask. And you'll notice that my selection has changed. Now I can click on my layer mask. And there I have the turkey selected without the background. I can again press Command T to make this bigger. I can duplicate it, I can rotate it. And you'll notice I have the thumbnail for the layer mask right over on the right. Remember, layer masks are a great way to non-destructively edit your images. I can't wait to see what you create.